We return now to an issue we've looked at a great deal on this program, the impact of poverty on our children. Childhood poverty increases the risk of poor health, poor educational achievement, unemployment, teenage pregnancy, criminality and so on. Addressing it would not only enrich the lives of the children concerned, it would reduce the money we're spending responding to those issues, the kind of ambulance at the bottom of the cliff stuff. To illustrate the impact of child poverty, we've conducted a very simple experiment without any advance notice. Now that's important. We asked kids in a decile 10 school and a decile 1 school to show us what they're having for lunch. Very simple. Tristram Clayton with what we found.
It's 9:05 at Westmere Primary School in central Auckland. The Year 6 kids are outside exercising, but room 7 is late, and it's our fault. Before they left their class, we asked all the kids to put their lunchboxes on their desks. We also asked them to indicate with a tick those that had eaten breakfast. None of the kids had any idea we were coming. Look at these lunchboxes. The Heart Foundation would be proud. There's a mix of simple, artistic and elaborate, but almost all are healthy and nutritious. This smoked salmon and cream cheese bagel wouldn't be out of place in one of the local cafes. So of the 24 students in the class, 23 had breakfast this morning. When it comes to lunch, all 24 had a packed lunch. 2 kids were also going to buy something. And when it comes to fruit, all but 2 had at least 1 piece of fruit. 8 had 3 pieces of fruit or more. 20 minutes away is Sir Edmund Hillary Collegiate. Like Westmere School, we asked one unsuspecting Year 6 class to show us their lunches. Here they are. The picture couldn't be more different or heartbreaking. For every empty desk, there's a kid who won't be eating morning tea, who will have nothing for lunch. And don't be fooled by the chairs, they're all taken. If there isn't a bag, it's because the student doesn't have one. 6 10-year-old Kiwi kids sit at this table. Only 2 have lunch. And what a lunch it'll be. Imagine this row at 2 in the afternoon. All 4 kids keenly doing their maths and spelling, hungry to learn? Yeah, right. Of the 27 students in this class, 21 had had some form of breakfast, although that might just mean a packet of chips or a pie on the way to school. When it came to lunch, just 14 of the 27 brought lunch. Again, that just might mean a packet of chips, a bottle of fizzy drink or a biscuit. And when it came to fruit, no students brought any fruit, but the class does provide 1 piece of fruit for all the students.
When you physically see what's on the table that they've got to eat, it sort of hits you pretty hard. It's a very graphic illustration of sometimes how little they have.
Were you surprised?
I knew it was little, but again, just seeing it as it was on the tables, it made me a bit upset. It did.
John Shearer has been principal of the junior school at Sir Edmund Hillary Collegiate for the past 7 years. He says hunger is one of the biggest barriers to many of his students' education.
If you're hungry, it's tough to focus on anything.
And these kids that are coming to school, they are hungry.
Yeah, I'm afraid they are. We've got a lot of good families who are struggling in economic hard times at the moment. I'm really proud of our parents. But there's still some who are just not able to make it. It's hard on everyone.
What do you say to people who say, oh, come on, a box of Weet-Bix is not expensive, the parents must be wasting money?
Try living on the minimum wage. Try filling your car up, and how much does it cost you? $100 or so. Minimum wage, it's a lot of hours working just to fill your car. It's tough. Yes, there is sometimes an inappropriate expenditure. That does happen from time to time. But most of these families are not like that.
Oh, it makes me want to cry, to be honest. That's just not the fuel that's going to help these kids to learn, grow and develop at all.
Nutritionist Claire Turnbull agrees the causes of those empty desks, of those desperately unhealthy lunches, run extremely deep. Culture, poverty, ignorance all play a part, but overriding everything is one simple fact: it's not the fault of those who are suffering.
These kids need to get good nutrition in their bodies to allow them to get the most from each and every day. Nutrition plays such an important part of helping your body to work properly. I mean, it's the fuel for your brain, it helps you to concentrate and also to retain that information. So there's a reason why we need to eat food to keep our bodies working properly, and if we're not getting the right nutrition, it's not good.
In other words, this is a problem New Zealand ignores at its peril.
You want them off the benefit, give them the ability to get a job. And that starts now. You know, they don't just get NCA by magic. It starts all the way down by the basics, learning to read, learning to write. And again, we can make such a big difference with such a small input. And food is a right.
If the kids don't eat, they won't learn. If they don't learn, nothing will change, and the whole country will pay the price.
These children now are our New Zealand tomorrow. If we nurture them, if we grow them, they'll be outstanding citizens.
Trish from Clayton reporting. Now, we are sticking with the issue of hungry kids because whoever's to blame, it ain't the children themselves. And it's easy to address, to create those outstanding citizens we were just hearing about creating. Perhaps not in a way, addressing it that is, that solves the causes, unfortunately, but in a way that does help the children. KidsCan estimates it can provide children in decile 1 to 4 schools. We were in a decile 1 school there with school lunches daily for under $4 million a year nationally. Targeted, simple lunches that address the issues arising from having hungry children at school. And they're doing it already in an increasing number of schools.
One of the things that we sort of have done is we've provided a range of food so that it's not a breakfast program. It's actually food that can be given at any time of the day. So we have tip-top bread. So we have about 40,000 loaves of that delivered, and we'll obviously be increasing this if we can get this program to go nationwide. We have raisins. We actually have peaches and juice. We have the spreads that go on the breads. And also for schools that would like to prepare a hot meal, we have baked beans, spaghetti, those different types of things. So the school will be able to have a supply of this food on an ongoing basis, and that will meet the needs of the hungry kids.
So KidsCan say they can do that for under $4 million a year nationwide. Decile 1 to 4 schools are about $1.8 million short. We're going to keep looking at this issue because it is so easy to solve that problem.